There was a decision to make there between Nebraska and Oregon. You decided to stick with Nebraska.
It wasn't late. It was just they're kind of far. You know, it came down to them Southern Miss in Nebraska. But you know, it was more of a distance thing from being for my parents. You know, this being a neutral point, and definitely being able to come up here and see all the things I could, and being a part of this program and being a part of just the atmosphere and things like that, just helped me make a better decision. And that's what it was all about, being from how far from Mississippi and how far from Texas, and being kind of 14 hours from both of those areas was kind of a neutral point for myself and my family. So that kind of helped my decision making on that process.
What's your read on Oregon's defense, new coordinator? You've obviously gone against Brady Hoke before. I mean, any similarities of what he did at Michigan from what you've seen?
As far as right now, what I've seen, they're fast. They're known for their speed. They're going to play physical. We just got to, make sure that we game plan the right way. We got to play smart, take care of the football, take advantage of every time we get the ball. Those guys, they're going to run to the ball. And that's what you see out of the past two games that they've played. They've thrown a lot out defensive-wise, so we don't really know exactly what they're going to throw at us because they've played a vast variety of different defenses these last couple of weeks. And, seeing that, we just got to make sure that we prepare for anything when it comes to those guys. Having a new defense coordinator, it just kind of, we just got to make sure that we prepare for, them to come out and diss certain defense, or if they want to go one high and force us to throw the ball, we just got to make sure that we got to prepare for anything. So at this point, we're watching as much as we can in the past couple of weeks, and we just got to make sure that, like I said before, we game plan the right way and put ourselves in the right position to win.
There's obviously going to be a lot of build-up for this game, but Rose Ivy actually after the game Saturday said he hopes guys don't shy away from the idea that this is a big game, except that not that like every other week type of game. How do you want to view it, or how do you go into this game? What's your approach?
It's like any other week. Like Coach Riley's always told us, every game matters. It's a big game. Of course, it's a big game. 2-2-0 teams coming together. Oregon known for, their past of, winning national championships and things like that, of going to the Rose Bowl every year. We just got to make sure we stay together, let all that outside noise, all that outside hype, just let that be. It's a big game to a lot of people, but for us, it's just like any other game. For me, myself, it's like I said before, we take each and every week to win the game. So, every game matters. Yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, we're going to need our fans. We're going to need everybody to be with us when we play. But that's just like any other game. We need the support. We need our teammates to, stick together and things like that. So I just view it as any other week. You just got to come in and be prepared to win the game. And I think that's how it is. But, when you got a ranked opponent, Oregon, known for playing Oregon State in the past, and, Coach Riley being here. And, it's a bunch of hype about, playing them and, known to, play them well. But as far as for myself and, for our team and our coaching staff, they all agree that, this is like any other game. We just got to make sure that we prepare the right way and don't, let the hype get to our heads and, lose focus of what the bigger goal is, and that's just going out there and playing and winning the game and staying focused this week.
What your screen game has been this year, what do you think has improved about it? What more would you like to see improve?
Honestly, it's going well. It could be better at times. Just being patient on some of them. But our offensive line is getting out there and making that first block. I think that's the key of everything, is getting the play started. And they're doing a great job. You see Big Hoss, Tanner Farmer running 70-yard downfield sprint. We actually watched that yesterday with Coach Langs, and you see him sprinting down, following the screens by Devon and Terrell. Just, he may be 5 or 10 yards behind them, but he's still taking off, and that just shows how energetic those guys are and how wired they are to get down there and make a block. And, it's helping out wide with our receivers of, making plays as well. And, when you have the running game going well and you got the passing game going well, defense can't really expect a certain play to happen. So, when we're doing everything well out wide and up front, it just shows that, we can run anything. So, as far as just a screen game, I think improving on the screen game comes with improving out wide and the run game as well. Because once you're doing those well, they won't expect the screen or, they won't expect a pass or things like that. So just improving, the run game and the pass game, it also opened up that screen game for us.
Looks like Devine and Terrell have pretty good hands. Like, you trust both of them to have to make tough plays, and that screen sometimes going to catch you in a tight spot. How have you seen them evolve in that play?
I think they're just buying into it. Like I said before, we've been working on it all off season, and we just, like I said before, just got to be patient and just got to trust in your lineman to make that first block for you. And the key of all of that is keep those guys running, keep them full head of steam when they're coming out of the backfield. And if you put that ball right in front of them where they don't have to turn around or slow down, those guys can make anybody miss. And you see it all the time with Terrell and Devon is they always make that first guy miss, and once they make him miss, it's all open field because you got a bunch of guys out wide and up front that's hauling tail up the field trying to block for him.
Hey, Tommy, you guys lead the nation in turnover margin. I think you're +7. Knowing kind of the history and struggles you guys have had of that stat, how good is that number for you guys at this point? It's early, obviously, but just to be at that point through 2 weeks has to be one of the better stats for you guys.
Yeah, I think that our defense is doing a great job by getting turnovers. We like I said before, we got to take advantage of every chance we get. This week and the following weeks after that, we just got to make sure that we take care of the ball. That's the key of everything, is taking care of the ball. And when we take care of the ball, you see that the team that wins the turnover margin each game ends up winning the game. So we just, like I said before, we got to take care of the ball. And we're not really worried about, if we lead the nation in turnovers, that. We want to, worry about each week and winning that turnover margin. Coach Riley's always telling us that the defense, they're focused on getting turnovers, and offense, we're focused on not turning the ball over. So I think that we took that the right way this offseason, and we just got to make sure we keep that going these following weeks ahead.
Hey, this last weekend with Wyoming, you posted that was your mom and sister's first game that they were able to get out here and see you at Nebraska. How was that experience for you, but then what was that like for them?
It was incredible for them. My mom said that she didn't really know how I felt to be in the stands because, I took them out here Friday before we had to meet to go to the hotel, and we actually had a chance to just walk around this area, and she's like, whoa, it looks smaller on TV, and she had a chance to get out here, and she's like, it's gonna be all these seats filled tomorrow, and I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna see an open seat when you get out here Saturday morning. So she got a chance. Her and my sisters got a chance to just come out here. It's been 5 years since 4.5 since I've been here. And this is the first one that they got a chance to come to and actually be a part of the fan base and just be a part of this atmosphere. And I think they're actually coming up to 2 more games this year, so I'm excited about that. But, it was emotional for myself just being able to, achieve some of the goals that I achieved that last game with my team, but also with my mom and my sisters here. And them having to, be a part of that, definitely being their first game here. So it was a great experience for them. I just wanted them to enjoy the moment more than myself because, it's not a lot of times that they get a chance to get away and come up here. So I'm glad they were a part of it.
You're probably the most recognizable guy on campus, most likely, right? It's the quarterback in Nebraska football. How do you put on blinders, not only for praise but criticism? Like, how do you do that? What do you do to shut out people talking about your play?
I don't know. I'm used to it now. I don't really look at what people think about it, just because, at the end of the day, what all matters is, my teammates and my coaches, because those are the guys that grade me on how I play, and they make the final decision of what plays I have to do. And, at the end of the day, people may say, well, this or that. It's easy to say that from, behind a computer or behind a phone. You don't put in the work we do. You don't, wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, go through 12, 13-hour days, 6 days out of the week, and then, turn around and just have it for 3 hours of a day. And then all of a sudden, that could determine if you're, good, you're bad, or they just don't want to watch you at all. And, at the end of the day, I let those guys that's, been with me since I've been here, let those guys that's, had to deal with the criticism just like I've had to deal with the criticism, had to go through tough times, had to go through the great times, and they're still looked at me the same. They still haven't said anything negative about me. I let those guys decide, how I played, or whether, things went right or whether things went wrong. At the end of the day, you got to realize that, some guys are there for you no matter what, and that's what you call your brothers, that's what you call your family. So, that's how I feel about, criticism and how people may look at certain games or look at certain mistakes, because at the end of the day, some people may support you when you're doing good, but then they may, just be quick to, throw you under the bus when things aren't going well. But at the same time, when you got a family, when you got brothers, they support you no matter what. You may have the worst game of your life, but at the end of the day, you're going to go in the locker room and they're going to say it's going to be all right. Let that go. We got another game next week. So, that's how I handle it. I know that my brothers got my back, and I know at the end of the day, they're going to support me no matter what.
Did Taylor tell you anything about how to handle this? Because he got a lot, too. And is there anything you could tell Tanner or Patrick, because they've got to be the only two quarterbacks here, to prepare them for what it's like? Because you're talking about your mom's like, there's 90,000 seats in here, and they're all going to be watching you. Is there anything you can tell Tanner or Patrick to prepare them for that experience of being scrutinized play after play?
I think what helped me was just watching Taylor and just how he handled certain situations. I just, for Tanner and, POB, I think that those guys, they're doing a great job at it now, but I think that what helped them is just, making sure that they don't pay attention to the social media buzz and all that. Just make sure that they stick together. I think that's one of the things that kind of helped me, was just having that relationship with teammates, having that relationship with, like, Jordan and Trey Foster and all those guys, Brandon Riley, Alonzo, all those guys. At the end of the day, like I said, you're not going to be friends with everybody on the team, but you have a select few of guys that you're really close with, and that, at the end of the day, you guys are going to stay together. And I think that, having a relationship with certain guys that know exactly how it feels to be in that situation, I think it helps. And I know Tanner and Patrick, they have guys that's older, like myself and, Brandon, that they're friends with, that they're learning from, that they understand that, like, hey, you may be praised right now, but once you get out there and, that first mistake happens, how are you going to handle that situation? So I think that making sure that they know things aren't always going to go great for you. You're going to have adversity. It's just how you handle it. And just having that relationship with your teammates and knowing that they trust you enough to, know that you're going to bounce back the next week, or you're going to work your tail off to improve. that's all it takes. So that's what I think that they're learning throughout their process of, maturing and, being able to play in the next couple of years.